Just like on record, you guys just said you speak for all men, so I'm excited.
Period.
Period. Here we go.
If you ask out the wrong girl, what do you do?
Do you go for the other
Do you
girl?
go for the other girl, or do you just
Or do you
accept
leave
defeat?
This girl is so
She
good
turns
at
to me
it.
and says, "Can you help me open this Coke?"
No.
My ideal way of someone asking me out.
Or like, how would you feel most respected and loved by a guy?
Welcome, everyone. This is the first podcast episode on this channel. We are for Gen Z Christians for ages 23 to 26. Is that right? The low and the high end? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out.
High
Yeah.
end.
I'm old. Okay.
She's old.
I lost my health insurance.
She's officially, yeah, no health insurance. That's all we're going to say. We're not going to say how old she is, but she does not have health insurance
You have to wait to learn to skateboard because I don't have health insurance.
for like
just a thought.
for 2 months. For 2 months, right? Till your job kicks
60
in.
days.
60 days. So she's on her way. Okay. And Bailey is the resident baby of the group.
No, I'm not. Josh is.
Oh, Josh, you're younger?
I am.
Okay.
By like,
Josh is the resident baby of the
but
group.
for all intents and purposes, I'm older.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who looks younger between Josh and Bailey?
Definitely me.
You think?
Oh, definitely.
What? Nah.
I'll say this: only one of you is baby girl.
Is it Josh?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not me.
That's crazy.
Little girl.
baby girl.
Mom,
And-
is that you?
And we're missing a few of the homies for this recording, so hopefully they'll be here in the future episodes. But we just want to shoot the breeze because every road trip we do, we end up talking inevitably about dating and the perils that is for Gen Z people, for Christians. But we're just like, you know what? Let's just put some microphones in front of our faces. Shout out to Ryan, Studio 16, if you're looking for like video equipment or an awesome camera guy. He loaned me these microphones. Good guy. Check him out.
And put our Instagram tags. So
Oh yeah, do you guys want to disclose?
Because
you guys
we're
wanna
single
disclose?
and we don't wanna
we're all-
be,
we're all-
right?
Well, various stages of singleness. We'll say that.
Various stages.
That's a good way to put that.
Yeah.
All right,
I like it.
Maddie, you want to disclose your?
Oh, okay, yeah, single.
No, I meant your like your social media. But thank you.
I think we already said that we're all single.
I don't want to. How do I recover from that? At Maddie Messner.
on IG.
MADI.
Okay, MIDI. Joshua Hanawa.
At Prince of Han.
Where did that come from? Is that like Prince of Egypt?
No, well, I'm the only son on my dad's entire side of the family. And so they thought it'd be funny to call me the Prince of Han. I don't really understand, but it's stuck with us for like years.
Does that make you a prince?
It does.
Okay.
And my dad's the king.
Okay.
You got to keep that line going.
Yeah.
What do you say? Okay.
I'm gonna make sure the auto focus doesn't mess up. So Bailey, your turn.
I'm Bailey. My Instagram is at Bailey Grace Long. That's it.
Where
Why is it Bailey Grace Long?
where are we looking?
name.
Oh,
What?
okay.
Oh, it's that one?
That's like, are we gonna? Okay, it's a lot of your face right now.
It's on my face, sorry guys.
I kind of like it.
Okay. So we're all in Southern California,
Yes.
Orange County. Great place to be. So, and we don't have AC at my house, so we're a little bit warm right now.
Old school.
And I'm still sweating from my bike ride like 2 hours ago, honestly. So,
Yeah.
you guys
I
remember?
love you just casually dropped that. How many miles?
Okay, we didn't.
What was
I
the
didn't
Strava?
say it.
Drop the Strava.
Drop Strava. Strava is Harris. Oh, I don't want to give my name out.
You also should do your Instagram because we all did ours.
Wait, you
Okay,
don't want to
it-
give your name out?
IG is roaming_Harris. So, if there's any single ladies,
Wait, drop your Strava.
Strava. Okay, that divulges everything though, because my last name's not on my IG. But okay, Strava's Harris Craycraft. 30 miles today on the bike, so light work. Got a new bike.
It's pretty sick.
So good.
That's cool.
Carbon fiber.
Oh,
Oh, dude, she purrs.
Yeah.
She purrs.
We're athletic.
Anyway, Southern California.
we as in him.
Collectively, we're
That's real.
athletic as a group. I feel like this microphone really isn't picking up much sound levels at all.
That's
Really?
oh, you're right.
See, it's like barely going up, and I'm talking straight into it.
I mean, I have a question.
Okay.
What's your question?
All right.
It's based off of you having your family line. Do you think about like if you want boys or girls? Kids?
Do I think about?
Like, do you have a preference? And like, do you want like 3 girls, 1 boy?
Yeah. I yeah. I guess I want 2 girls and 2 guys, but I mean it's
4.
Yeah, probably 4 total children. But I don't think that's like a set in stone rule for me. But I would just prefer it mostly because like I grew up in a family of 3, and especially in like I would say Korean culture, but a lot of Asian cultures, the order that you're born in is very important for your role. So like eldest children are the path carvers. They're the ones that, you know, make the way for the other two to follow. And then the middle one is always kind of like the stereotypical eccentric one. I'm trying not to sound rude when I say that. And then the youngest one is just like the baby, like everything's kind of like given to them, handed them on a silver platter. And I would say it's normal for a lot of families, but it seems to be emphasized in Korean culture, at least from my experience. And so I think I would prefer to have like 2 and 2, just so that like we have 2 pairs of 2 and you don't have as much of that interaction. But that's just my personal preference.
And what are you? Oldest, middle, youngest?
I am youngest.
Does he give,
Baby
Addie?
girl.
Does he give?
That's what she meant by baby girl.
I don't feel like you seem very like stereotypically youngest now.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like I feel like if I thought about it, maybe I'd guess youngest, but it doesn't like you don't scream youngest.
No.
You know, I feel like oldest scream oldest.
Wow.
Almost, you know what I mean?
I disagree. I feel like sometimes youngest do scream youngest.
I come from a family of one oldest, and that's it. So maybe that's why. I
But
love.
if you look at other families and like reflection, sometimes you like meet someone and you're like, oh, you're the youngest.
Right. Well, I'm curious to know what your guys' thoughts are on the interaction between, as we bring it into dating, if you're youngest, what is the interaction if you date an oldest? Or if you're a middle child, what does that look like? You know, do you think that birth order has an effect on dating interaction?
Like, this is one of those areas that I'm completely oblivious on, like birth order.
Yeah.
Like, people are always like, oh, like, let me, like, people try to guess. I'm like, I have no idea. I have no idea what anyone's birth order. It's just, that was just never one of the things I thought about. Or like,
So you came from a very large family.
yeah, which I don't know if that's
Everyone's a
weirder
middle.
or more understandable because I come from a family of 9 kids. And so I was just like one of 9 and just like, I don't know. I never thought about it. I was just kind of in the middle ish, right? Like,
Yeah.
we were just kind of like, so I don't know. So I have no idea is my answer.
you don't have a preference. You don't think about.
I don't
it.
like,
It's
I don't
not
have a
in your
preference. I don't,
frame of reference at all.
I wouldn't know the difference. I couldn't tell you the difference or like pick up on if somebody is oldest, youngest, middle.
Right. And it's a stereotype. So it's, you know, it's very
but like,
generalized.
It's like
but,
not on the radar at all.
but there's not at all. Like I literally like, I don't know, maybe middle school. It seems pretty middle, you know, it's like,
Are you a middle?
I'm the bottom of the middle third.
Oh.
It sounded like a baseball inning.
I'm like,
We have enough for a baseball team.
Wait, you mean the middle of the bottom third?
I'm the middle of the bottom third. No, I'm not. That'd be number 8. I'm the bottom of the middle third.
The bottom of
What
the
number are
middle
you out of
third.
how many?
Come on. Like the second day I met you,
7.
we went over
No,
this.
I know this.
He's the bottom of the
Okay,
middle
let's
third
do the
to
math
6.
here. Let's do the
6.
math here. Bottom. Thank you, Josh.
There you go.
Leave it to the.
Well, you guys haven't answered yet.
well, you did already, and he already responded, so I think we're good.
Are you no? You don't care?
Oh, are we talking? I don't care. I just think sometimes I can realize I'm like, okay,
You
that
give.
makes sense.
You can pick up on it.
Yeah, and I feel like, I don't know, as an oldest, I think I tend to date people who are more younger to middle.
Interesting. Do you feel like you give oldest?
Yeah, in some ways, not in every way, but I think I'm definitely like caretaking.
I will say the first time I met Bailey, we were strangers in the back of a car on our way to a Mexico mission trip.
Okay.
And-
I didn't know that. That's a great. That's a great.
That's not how we first met, though.
No, but like that was my first like conversation with you.
Oh,
And I remember guessing if you were like,
you
and,
said
and I
oldest.
said, I think you're the oldest to one brother.
yeah, that was
I
crazy.
nailed it. So
So
That is pretty good.
she was like, what? And I was like,
Was that just like throwing it out there? or
there's
did
a blind
you-
guess. I feel
Okay.
I felt it.
Yeah.
she felt
We were soul sisters.
Do you guys think women are better at guessing this than men? My guess would be yes. I
Birth
feel like
order?
Oh,
women
yeah,
just
I
have
think-
that
yeah.
like
I
sixth
think
sense
so.
for like everything, but
It's like our
Well, I
go-to
think we're just,
icebreaker
like-
at work.
yeah.
And the girls get it right. I would say like 50-60% of the time. The guys get it wrong.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
I feel like it's one of those dynamics that guys just like, we don't, like our instincts aren't as, there's just like those dynamics of people's personalities that women are more attuned to,
Yeah, I think women
Which
are
is
more
great.
observant.
more observant, and like they connect the dots. I'm also just not, I'm not a very good inductive reasoner. So I don't know.
Neither am I. I think we speak for all men.
Thanks.
just like on record, you guys just said you speak for all men, so I'm excited. For
Period.
this podcast.
Period.
Here we go.
Period.
Here we go.
Let's get this party started.
Wait. Should we just kind of talk about our dating experience maybe over the past year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to start?
Okay. All right. Sure. All right. I've been in California for 9 months. I was in seminary the year before that, so I was on a nice little dating fast, plus a few months. Moved out here, so I've gone on, I don't know, dates with maybe 4 girls, and I've asked out maybe like another 4 that have said no for some reason or another. Some of it was like dating fast. Some of it was just got out of a relationship. One of it was I accidentally asked the wrong person, which made it pretty awkward. It's a pretty good story.
Wait, what?
Did I not tell you about this?
No.
I actually didn't. Maddie, I told you, right?
No. Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah.
I'm aware of this.
And I'm
Yeah.
really debating if you should share this or not, but it's a good story.
No, please.
Well, maybe we'll
please.
save it for
No.
another episode.
Give a little bit
Yeah,
of an
yeah, yeah.
insight.
Well, okay,
though.
so
little
basically, I sat next to 2 girls at
Pose this as a
church.
question: If
If you ask out the wrong girl, what do you do?
do you go for the other
Do you
girl?
go for the other girl, or do you just
Or do you
accept
leave
defeat? Yeah.
Do you
I don't.
ask the first girl for the second girl?
Yeah, I don't know how to accept defeat. So
Accepting defeat, that's crazy.
what
You wording it like that?
asking out the wrong girl is defeat. At least
You had a 50-50 shot.
I had a
You
50
guessed wrong.
shot. So yeah,
Guessed
so the
wrong.
basic story, well, I'll elaborate more in a future episode, so make sure you're subscribed. But basically the idea here is that I sat next to 2 girls at church. I walked out after church and asked, okay, I should have asked for one of the girls' number, the one I was interested in. I asked for both. Which we're already giving like confusing flags.
Errors, baseball style. Let's go.
Yeah, what?
I said,
No,
let's count
Strike one,
errors,
strike
baseball
one,
style.
strike one.
You know?
So yeah, that was already strike
Strike
one.
one.
I didn't want to make her awkward or feel uncomfortable, which is something I need to get over because I should have just asked the girl I was interested in for her number. They would have clarified anything. Anyway, they gave me both their numbers, whatever. Long story short, I text the one girl thinking it was, they only put their first names. I didn't really remember which was which because I didn't follow. I was so uncomfortable the whole time because I was like, do I ask for both the numbers or just one? So I was already in the bad headspace. And I'm like, okay, I think it was this girl. I text her. She doesn't respond. And then I call her. She answers. I explain myself, apologize for asking for both numbers. I do this thing where I'll just like speak for like a minute straight before I even let them talk. It's again something, and then she was like, oh, I'm dating someone. And I was like, oh, okay, that like, I guess I'm giving the whole story now. I'm like, that's perfect. Like, okay, no problem. You're dating someone. And I was like, by the way, and I asked a fact about herself that would have confirmed she was the girl I was interested in. And she said, oh no, that's my friend.
I still think you're kind of in the clear.
Wait, but hold, go.
What?
Okay, go.
So then,
I say, oh, I put my head into my lap and I just like internally cry. And I'm like, oh shoot. And she's like, yeah, I gotta go. I'm like, yeah.
she had a boyfriend anyway.
She had a boyfriend anyway.
cares?
So like, no sweat.
I would be like, oh my gosh, go with my friend. That's such a funny story.
Yeah,
I would not think
yeah.
anything of it. I would think that's hilarious.
Yeah, but my instinct then was like, okay, I have to immediately call the other girl because they
Yeah.
can't communicate about this before I get to her.
I fear we've got.
Which again, one of those things I just do. I don't know if it's good or bad, but I just like.
Maybe don't call.
No,
So I
get it,
call her
get it.
immediately. I call her immediately.
Oh.
Voicemail. Leave the voicemail. Explain the
Yep.
situation. Tell her that I just shot myself in the
Voicemail?
foot
I feel like that's
twice.
6. Okay, keep going.
So no, okay, look. Voicemail is a lost art, okay? Real men will leave a voicemail.
Keep going.
I'm hoping, right? So I leave a voicemail. She texts back a few days later and says she's talking to someone. So all of that for not. So
Good
That's
story.
that's a good story.
Not for not. Good story.
Good
yeah,
story.
good story. Yeah, good
Yeah.
story.
And you tried. And
I
honestly,
tried, and that feels good. It feels good to try.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something that, especially like at church, a lot of people, or at least guys, like we talk about this all the time about how so many girls like don't get asked out.
Yeah, it's like a
guys.
joke on the internet that like right after church, men just like run
Yeah.
all the things they have to do on their Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I love the
And
productivity,
then
but
it turns
the
out they
plan?
have crushes and they like girls there, but at the same time, it's like they never.
okay, I mean, if you like a girl, you think she's cute,
You ask her freaking
you have
out.
a conversation with her.
Literally just ask her out.
How many times?
One time.
No. How many times do you like a girl? Conversation goes well. You're like, oh, I could ask her out, and then you don't. How often does that happen to you? Like in
Oh,
Like
that's such a good
personally.
question.
yeah.
Over what time period? Life?
we'll say last 6 months.
Yeah.
We have parties like once a month. Bigger
Yeah.
parties. Church every Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know.
many
I
different
don't know how many
church
people you're
groups.
interacting
This-
with in school and work.
This
but-
happens to me often only because like any cute girl that I meet who's like a Christian, shares my values, and is like semi-interesting, I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh. And then usually by the second or third time I see her, it like totally fades. And so I've just recognized, I just like get that initial like, oh, cute girl. And then it almost always fades. But if it sticks around,
I do have something to
then I almost always ask. I feel like I just
say.
ask
You're
her
really
out.
good at that, I feel like.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Bailey.
Yeah.
You are pretty good about
I was like,
asking out.
I feel like out of everyone, like you're someone I'd be used as an example of like someone who does consistently ask people out.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would agree with that.
Hasn't worked, but someday.
No,
about
and
you,
you don't
KJ?
make it creepy either. Like I feel like
Why? Well, hopefully. I mean, you don't know exactly.
the voice smells a little bit of a red beige flag. Beige,
Beige?
to red. Orange.
I don't know.
like
Orange.
never
I don't know.
communicated before voicemail is kind of crazy.
Cold call to
Because
voicemail.
she also didn't get. Wait, you got her number from the friend?
Okay.
No,
also,
they both gave me their numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
if
that's
you are
better, I
dating
guess.
someone,
Yeah.
why would you give your number?
Okay, I did. I tried to
girl
like.
felt pressured.
I was
She
trying
just
to.
thought
Yeah,
it
she
was
felt
casual.
pressure.
I would just be like,
She thought you were
sorry,
just
no.
like, oh, guys getting numbers because he wants to.
Yeah, I also said
Casual.
like I said like, oh, my roommate and I throw like a lot of parties and stuff. Like we'll have an Easter one in a few weeks, which was
Okay, so
completely
you
true.
did not make your intentions clear. You kind of like
Correct. I was trying to make it less awkward for the other girl, which was on me.
Fair.
That's my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, what about you?
In the last 6 months,
Last year.
Yeah.
the
9
last
months.
year?
9 months since I moved here.
9 months.
Nine,
Yeah,
9 months since I moved
Well, it's
here.
actually been a year since I've moved down here. Actually.
Okay, last year since you moved here.
Transplant.
How many times? I will say there's been a few times. It's never. I'm kind of a coward. I like to think I'm not a coward, but I think I am.
You're not a coward.
It's not called
You're not a
cowardly.
coward.
That's
not the right word.
Sure, yeah, I'll
Shy,
accept that.
just say shy.
I'll accept
Timid?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Shy.
there have been,
reserved.
I think, 2 scenarios in which it never led to a conversation, but I was like, oh my gosh, like, they're super cute. And they're obviously, like, thinking the same thing about me. Like, I would
Oh,
see
you
myself
can
as a
tell?
pretty oblivious
You got that sense? That's a spidey sense.
I'm a pretty oblivious person, but sometimes, like, it just, I mean, you can't not. It just comes, it's so obvious.
You can just tell.
You know, it's like, okay.
I'm
you
resident
obviously-
oblivious, so no, I disagree. But
I'm
go
with
off.
you there. Sometimes you can tell a little bit.
Yeah. I remember there was this like specific story. I think I told you guys this when I was on the airplane back from Vancouver.
Tell me again.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. This is such an embarrassing
Some
story.
Josh lore.
This
Think
is
about
such
Josh
an
is-
embarrassing
He doesn't
story.
give lore.
I'm pretty sure I've told you guys this. I was on a plane ride back from Vancouver, and
You told-
Use a song.
yeah, Zinni, you know, yeah, we know, and it was me and my sister flying back, and you think of like the cutest meet cute of all time would be on like a plane, right? That's like what you would think.
That's good. It's pretty good. Yeah.
So like we board the plane and it's like a 3-seater per row, and first of all, my sister's like assigned to the middle seat, and I'm like, no, I'll sit next to the stranger. It's okay, Kennedy, because I wanted my sister to have
Baby
the aisle
girl.
seat.
Go
Yeah.
off. Icon.
And so I sit in the middle seat, and lo and behold, as we're walking up to the row, there's this like girl in the window seat, and I kind of saw her out of the corner of my eye, but my sister was a hawk. And as soon as we sat down,
Sister's, like,
my sister
looked
pulled
in
me like a
love.
little bit away, and she was like, "Josh," I was like, "What?" And she's like, "The girl like likes you so bad." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" Apparently, like as I was walking up, the girl like kind of looked at me, kind of like got wide-eyed and like started fixing her hair. I didn't observe any of that, but my sister was
I've
watching
never heard
the whole
this story
time.
for the
That's
record because this is
awesome.
so
Yeah,
cute.
That's
apparently. And so we sit down,
Dude.
and after Kennedy tells me that, Kennedy's my sister, I don't know what happened inside of me. I just got locked up. I was like, shoot, I feel very uncomfortable.
I get that too. I totally understand that.
There was a debate in my mind, pretty much the whole airplane ride, of like, should I just talk to her, strike up conversation? I don't know. And I kind of got to a conclusion of like, I don't really care. I'm not gonna do it. And then halfway through the ride, as we're like doing the drink run, that airplane
I'm about to
rides
say
normally do,
hander.
she gets like a Coke can, and I'm like, I get whatever my drink.
Wait, sorry, Josh. Where are you sitting relative to her?
I'm sitting
Middle.
right next to her.
Oh, okay,
Like,
okay, yeah.
Haley's her.
Yeah.
And I'm like sitting in the
Yeah.
middle seat, and then this is my sister.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
my
that's
gosh.
that's
Wow.
what the situation is. Exactly. You would think I should. And so
I do.
She takes the first
Yeah.
step, and she turns to me and she says,
Will you
"I
be the
can't
Jack to my Coke?
No.
Wait, this girl is so
She
good
turns
at
to me
it.
and says, "Can you help me open this Coke bottle?"
No.
Dude,
It's a can?
It's a can.
Her nails like this long
So
or like
her nails
negative
are
long?
long, but there's no way she wasn't able to.
I
open it.
respect
That's
the hustle.
crazy.
I'm taking notes.
Yeah,
That's
you're
crazy.
about to hate this next.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Josh.
About to
Do you say
hate
no?
it.
Do you say no, bro?
I'm like, yeah, sure.
it to your
I
sister,
take
please.
it. You know how there's two parts to open a can? You crack it, you like pop it, and then you like open
Yeah.
it fully.
Yeah.
So me being stupid and not thinking the moment, I just like crack it, but I don't fully open it. And I'm like, here you go. And then I look back away. And she's like, oh, thanks.
She said, I'm going to shoot my shot. And then she said, oh, he's not interested.
No, I think that's the message I fully
He's,
No,
totally,
that
he's
is-
totally married
I'm
and just like
gonna-
forgot his
If I
ring.
saw
that, I
fully
would have
sent.
just been like,
I'm like, oh.
And I had no intention of,
Humbly
if you're I'm
sat
so
back
sorry.
down.
I had no intention of doing that. I was just like,
Wait, maybe she'll watch
first of all,
this.
Maybe you
tired.
should watch it. Follow him on Instagram.
Going back from vacation to Vancouver, and it was from Vancouver, BC to LA. So she was a Canadian girl attending a California school.
Oh,
which like
that
would have been
Literally
perfect.
perfect.
It would've been
Literally
literally
perfect. Wait,
Would've
wait.
been perfect.
She was Asian, right?
Yeah, she was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
By the
my
way, Josh is Canadian.
gosh.
it's your white
Yeah.
belt there.
Dual citizen.
So I've never seen her. Oh, I actually don't remember what she looks like. But
Maybe for the best. I don't know.
And then the rest of the plane ride was just me feeling uncomfortable, even though I'm the one that made it uncomfortable and not doing anything. And then
Was your sister slapping you? Because I would have.
no, she was just
Out of
sleeping.
love.
Oh,
I also, I think part of it too was
would've hit
if I
you.
I would
like
have been like,
strike
would've,
up
like-
conversation, I felt awkward with my sister. That I don't know if that's like a thing, but I felt very
No,
uncomfortable with
I
that.
get that.
no, that's
So like,
That's very fair.
in my opinion, I was like, is this worth it to like have
Yeah.
a conversation?
Yeah.
And my
I just
sister's
would've
right there.
probably
I
written-
don't know. Not that I love my sister, but that just feels weird to me.
Gotten an Instagram or like written your number down and just like shot your shot and walked away.
on the exit.
On the exit. You
Bailey
don't
has
even-
that just happened to her. Oh,
I
sorry,
did.
babe. Sorry.
No, you're good. I mean,
Airplane Riz failed. Failed. Crashed and burned.
I had a guy
Better him than the plane.
come up to me. I can't remember the name he used. It was like
The name he
said, "Oh,
used?
Molly." He goes, "Hey, are you Molly?" And I was sitting next to him,
Oh,
and I was just like, I was sitting in the middle, and he was sitting in the window, and I was just like, "Nope." And then he was like, "Are you from New Jersey?" And I was like, "I flew from Maine to California, so like." Also, like,
We were going to Philly, actually.
okay, no, yeah, fair. We were going to Philly.
Maine to
And
Philly.
Maine
Short
to
flight,
Philly.
thank goodness.
And then I was like, no. And then he goes, oh, you just looks like someone I know. Like, did you live here at all? Da da da. And I was just like, no. And I was trying so hard to get out of this conversation. Like, I was like looking down. I was putting my AirPods in. Like, I was like, I'm really not trying to go here right now. And I also just, yeah. And eventually he asked for my number towards the end. And I just like walked away. I just said, no, sorry.
But I was
Oh, you
not
said
sitting
no.
with her at
You said
all.
no.
Yeah, I said no.
Oh,
I'm not sitting with her at all, and I hear this. I hear this group of men come off the plane.
Oh my gosh. This is
with no context, and I
he was
hear
also
I hear that
military,
one.
and he was going to base camp training for 2 months. Like,
But I just hear this man come off the plane and loudly say,
what you want
"I'm
me to
normally
say?
so good with women," and I was like, "What's that?"
Said
about?
every man
And
ever.
he was like,
I literally was like, "Get me out of here!"
little do you
every
know.
man ever.
His friends were all around us, like listening, and then eventually I found out they were all his friends, and then I was just like, "Oh, hey!" And then we were all talking. That was really fun. I liked the friends. Like everyone
Yeah.
was really, he was really nice too, but I was just like very much not in the vibe of like I want to talk to someone, and I was trying to like
That mad commendment to that guy for going
Oh
for
my
it.
gosh,
You know,
yeah, no,
and I think
absolutely.
I think
That's why I
that-
was
Are
trying-
you Molly? Is a crazy line.
No, but
Yeah.
also
sure. I'm just saying, like,
I'm not
I think
saying it's bad. I'm just saying.
I think the takeaway message here is
It's a
that
full
like
send.
you should just like go
You should
for
shoot
it
your
as a
shot.
guy. Like to all my guys, don't
Even
be
as a
me.
girl, I
like
could
go
just-
for it.
I commended you.
I think that we
even
like.
though I wasn't interested.
I think a lot of guys are afraid to hit on women because they think that it comes across as creepy.
yes,
So,
100%.
but I think,
Yeah.
That's true.
and,
Me
I,
Too
and I
era.
respect the Me Too movement. I think we've overcorrected in a good way. However, I think like the difference
Wait,
if you
overcorrect in a good way.
Well,
but we've
like-
gone too far, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
sorry.
overcorrected.
overcorrected, but like I'd rather us overcorrect than be what we were in the past.
Yes,
So,
we've
like,
we went in the right direction and then
Overswung.
and then too
Yeah.
far.
better that than what it was before though. But
Okay.
my thoughts are
That's fair.
I think that if you're gonna hit on girls, do it, but then just be respectful with
Yeah.
whatever the response
When you
is.
get shot down,
And if
walk
you get
away.
shut down,
Yeah.
get out.
Yeah.
That's where it
Get out
becomes
quick.
creepy. I think like an initial ask out, I don't really ever perceive it as creepy.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Do you think all women think that way?
No.
I don't. I think
No.
some.
I think so.
No.
But I think you. if
Some
they
women
have-
are cold.
if they
Some
have-
women are cold.
But they give that attitude pretty aggressively.
But also,
So it's like, I feel
just
like you can tell the
because
vibes.
They're giving you a vibe doesn't mean that's what they feel. They could also just be scared. Because I've
That's true.
given cold, not because I thought you were creepy, but because I'm alone in an environment, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with you, so I'm just gonna be cold, so I don't have to like put myself in a bad situation to where I'm scared.
But I feel like it's easy to pick up on that. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I've never asked somebody out.
I don't think
know.
so.
Maybe
Yeah.
not.
I mean, it's
I
hard
think
to
that could be viewed
just.
as cold. I would
Yeah.
probably view it
It's
as
hard
cold.
because I feel like men, which correct me if I'm wrong, would prefer to ask out a girl alone rather than when she's with a group of other people.
100%.
However,
110%.
girls, it's
Oh,
scary
yes.
to be alone and be
Yeah.
approached by
Yeah.
a man.
Yeah. No,
We're
that's a
not, like,
hard-
scared.
Oh yeah, with
Like,
other people, you're
it's
like
so-
questioning everything.
Yeah.
Like, is there
Yeah.
brother here? Is her
So, like-
boyfriend here? Is like
Yeah.
Come on.
like is someone
Yeah.
gonna make fun of me?
Or
Or
the
are these
other
her
girls
protective
judging
guy?
me.
Are they judging? Like
Yeah.
What's the
there's-
perfect circumstance then? I have no idea.
For both parties?
yeah.
Yeah, for both parties.
I mean,
I think in a more neutral environment. I think also your environment has a big thing to deal with it, and like a bar and like other types
Yeah.
of settings like that. At least for me, I feel a little bit more nervous. But I feel like a guy were to come up to me while I was like reading in a coffee shop or reading just in general, like out.
oh, even
at
if
a
other
park.
people were there,
Yeah, I
that
feel
would be
like-
uncomfortable for you.
no, that would be more comfortable.
Oh, that'd be more comfortable.
than like a bar or like somewhere where it's like
So
super
setting
packed,
So a
or
safe
super
space, a
lonely.
safe
If you're
space.
alone, but in a more chill,
Oh,
in
yeah, if I was-
public and in a
if-
coffee shop.
If
That's
I was in
ideal.
a safer space or like shopping or walking around
at church,
things like that where I just feel safer. At a bar, for me personally, I also just am someone who doesn't feel safe, like more than not. Like I feel very unsafe a lot of the time. So being in like an environment like that, I feel more safe, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll talk to you, even if I'm not interested.
I think the way I've seen it done is that you're part of like a gathering together, and as the guy, like you kind of wait for a moment to like kind of finesse it, where you find a moment where she's alone, but it's still like within
like a
the public
predator and prey
environment.
vibe.
Okay, that's
But like
yeah.
that's
no, but in reality,
like
it's
it is.
They get a little
It
bit
is.
alone, and
That's
then
true.
you go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really have to
crazy.
be like thoughtful about.
Because,
okay,
yeah,
do I go for
like-
it now or do I wait?
What I have to keep reminding myself, because oftentimes at church, like church will end, and I'm not one of the people that run out. I usually say, once to like,
Yeah.
I'll do a couple prayers at the end, just like, recollect myself. And I'm always hoping a girl will just come over and sit by me and just start talking to me. And I just have to like,
Can I tell you, girls are thinking that too.
and that's what I'm trying to like
For
tell
cute
myself
guys,
is
not all
like girls. Well, first, most people just leave after church. Like people don't really stick around in the pews.
Everybody runs.
Anyway, but the thing I have to keep reminding myself, and
us.
I've heard from other places, is like women want to be pursued, and it's men's
Yes.
job to pursue.
Yes.
And I have to remind myself that like I'm being kind of a little girl when I want to just like sit there and have
Right.
someone walk up to me. It's like
Right,
no, like
right.
like women
Do you
want
want
to be
my lip gloss?
pursued.
Have you heard that?
Yeah, that's so good. I love it. When you
real.
first said that.
Is it
What is
kind?
that?
It's like the joke about like men nowadays want like the girls to initiate, girls to plan, girls to kind of like
Which
do all
comes
this
from like
stuff.
a girl boss culture. To be
Yes,
fair,
but the joke is like, oh, do you want my lip gloss too? Like you're the
like
woman in the
maybe
relationship.
I mean, like does it taste? Is it like cherry or?
You can't have my lip gloss.
Well, just in general. I mean, like
Stop flirting.
anyway.
I'm kidding.
Get out of here, Maddie. Go home. I work alone.
As soon as I said it, I regretted it. My bad. All right.
If the camera wasn't rolling, she wouldn't regret it.
That's
Josh,
actually
can I have
not
your beer?
true.
Can I have your beer? Are you
Yes,
done
you
with
can
that?
have my beer.
Thanks.
Guys, I feel like I should get a shout out for drinking a whole glass of water.
A whole glass of water.
So,
Do you want another glass of water?
no. That's more than enough for the next couple days.
You're like a cactus.
Yeah.
Very SoCal of you.
Thank you. Born and raised.
Okay, so I'm curious.
Bring it back,
We've
bring it
we've been
back.
talking a lot about like. I feel like we've been talking a lot about the guys. I'm curious on like the girls part.
Let me
Where
tell you.
Harris is
yeah, tell me with your lip gloss in hand. Yeah. I'm curious. You've heard our ideal kind of way of how we would like to go for it. What do you think your guys' ideal way? Well, I guess you already mentioned it a little bit, but go a little more into depth about like what that looks like and what how would you feel
My
most
ideal way of someone asking me out.
or like how would you feel most respected and loved by a guy?
Maddie, I think you should take this one first. You
What?
haven't answered the
You-
question.
Okay. I work a lot, so I pretty much work with friends and church I feel like work is hard because then it's just like, I don't know, crazy culture. So teach their own on work. Depends on your work environment.
Yeah, because you're not in like a Christian field.
No.
A lot of Christians tend to work in Christian. Well, obviously it's a mix, but a lot of Christians default to Christian.
Yeah.
Actually, none of you guys are. You guys will all have secular professions.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not. I'm more of a religious or like a Christian field, but
You can Bailey can curate her clients.
I was gonna say that I actually get. I haven't taken them up on it
What do
necessarily.
you do?
I'm a
did you-
hairstylist.
There you go.
So did you
I'm a hairstylist.
And look at how good
follow
that hair
her
looks.
at?
Bailey Grace hair _ Bailey Grace _ hair.
And here the OC ladies want a hair too.
Or guys,
No,
to
I
shoot your
don't.
shot.
I don't do
Shouldn't
guys.
do
I
guys.
don't do
Okay.
guys
Do guys
anymore because
Well-
of this reason. Actually,
Yeah.
I got asked out a lot in the chair almost every single day. I
Oh,
go to
yeah.
15 guys in a row, like daily, like
Yeah.
or being set up. And I don't think that has anything to do. I think it's genuinely just having an intentional conversation with someone and being present.
Yeah.
And guys are like, "Oh my god, wait."
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't even think it's like anything that's specific to me. I think it's more just like sitting down and like just being present.
And also listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys love when we have an
Like
intentional conversation
I
and they
walk
listen.
in and with every client, guy or girl, I am so excited to see you because I'm like, oh my
It's
gosh.
like a therapist who makes
Hey,
you look
how
pretty.
are you?
Like ideal.
You are so cool. You are my next, like, you're the star of the show right now for an hour. And it's true. Like, that's why I do my job, because I love to make people feel loved and special and cared for. So for that next hour, but then they think that it's like going to, like, I'm flirting with them when I'm like, no. I was just being nice, and I do care for you, but not in that way. Where was I going with this? Oh,
That's why you don't do men's hair.
that's why I don't do men's hair. I'm like, what am I talking about?
Don't ask out your hairstylist.
Don't ask out your, actually, no, shoot your shot. Still ask out your hairstylist, because you know what?
I
They
will
could
say.
there was I've gone on a date with a few times with this clients.
Okay.
They didn't work out, but they were gonna.
I was gonna say, when you first said that like a lot of your clients have asked you out, I'm like, yeah, I would like if I had a cute hairstylist and like she's chatting with me for an hour, I would just like feel so like, I don't know, confident, like, because it was so hard for me. It's just that first conversation with a girl, and it's like as soon as I get a conversation in, I feel so confident.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's before that first conversation. So if I have for instance, a hairstylist, and she was like young and cute, whatever, and Christian, I'd be like, oh my gosh, like I'm totally gonna ask you out.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a takeaway for the
I was gonna
girlies then.
say,
If you
drop the napkin theory, have you heard that? Like
Yeah.
you drop it,
Drop the hanky.
Drop the
Yes,
napkin.
yes,
Drop the
seriously.
Just
seriously.
talk
go
about
up and just
them.
start talking to them. You don't have to ask them out.
If a girl gives me a cue, I think I will approach or put in effort for it. But if she's like,
intentional conversation is the bar at this point. It's like, whoa, I feel like I could ask you out. That's what you're saying, right?
yeah, like if it's just sometimes it feels so difficult to have that first conversation for the reasons we talked about. It's like it feels awkward to go up to somebody, and that's why I love, like, whenever we have a party, I try to introduce people together to get them connected, because it's so awkward to go up to someone you don't know.
Right,
But as
right.
soon as someone brings you together, it's like all, I don't
The
know,
ice is broken.
all leashes are off.
Yeah.
Which I feel like other singles can be helping
I would-
other singles.
yeah. I would
Just,
also
like, help
say-
each other out. Be like, hey, can you help me grab the trash? Hey, do you mind grabbing the recycle? I don't know.
I would also say,
Be like-
try to like
Go to the trash together
What context is this?
Wow.
at a party.
Taking out the trash.
I would not do that.
We did a singles party, and I was cupiding people up all left, right, and center. I was like, can you help with the cookies?
Were there any
You know?
were there any matches besides Trev and Ash from that party?
A lot of people asked
A lot of people
out
went on
and went on
dates.
dates.
I asked out what's her name, but she was talking with someone else.
Audrey
You're-
gave other people's numbers to other people. So
But none of them worked out. In the
Is she still dating that guy?
Yeah,
Good, good.
yeah. They just went to Hawaii together.
think so.
Actually.
Oh, okay.
Crazy.
I've never been to Hawaii.
You,
another one of
you
my
were answering your
coworkers.
you were answering the
There's a
question.
whole bunch.
oh yeah, way back when about work. That's crazy. Tangents. We never come back. That's crazy.
I know. Once
Why not? A conversation, just let it roll. Work different at church. What was the original question? Where would I ideally like to be asked?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, how would you feel most respected and loved by guys
And honored.
in terms of
I
getting
think
asked out?
I'm pretty chill about honestly getting asked out. I think Bailey's more like nervous and
Yeah, I'm
person.
reserved. Yeah.
I think I like when approached by men, I don't really get nervous. So I don't know. Any circumstances, fine-ish with me. I mean, don't be a brat or anything, or corner me, or be dangerous. I don't know. Just genuinely don't be a creepy person, and I think we're fine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is that too vague? Should I specify creepy? I don't think I need to. I think we're fine.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, we full
Come
had
with it.
like
I mean,
crazy
if you're a
homeless man
Christian-
right up next to me in Maine, and I was just like, okay.
yeah. We were watching the Northern Lights, and we had a creepy man.
I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about the man that said, I'd like to be raped by women in the park.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot
That was
about
stuff.
one.
That
I
was
thought you were
stuff.
talking about
Inches away from my face. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just like, he was like this. And I was like,
Yeah, that just made me uncomfortable.
Lord, keep me safe. Lord, keep me safe. Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm ready to run. I'm ready to punch.
Yeah, see, now those types of experiences are reason why I'm more reserved.
Yeah.
I'm like, who can be a serial killer?
Anyone.
Anyone. But
It is true. Like, there is a sense that anyone could be living a crazy double life. If you think about it.
Do you guys, wait, I'm sorry. Are you just realizing that?
No. No,
Okay.
but I'm saying, like,
Because I feel like
you hear about
women
crazy
are
people.
constantly thinking
that's what
that.
I'm constantly
That's like
thinking.
when I'm online
That's
dating,
why
I'm like, it's like, oh, I want to get to know you, but it's also like, where are my exits? Am I safe?
That's
Do
why
my
I
friends-
actually-
is my phone on me.
I like it when people have
Like-
social media so I can stalk you a little bit, so I can just
Sure.
understand
So I'm like,
Yeah.
who you are as a person as a whole. I'm
Yeah.
like, give me your social media, not because I don't want you to give me my
Oh,
number, because I don't
interesting.
actually care about like numbers versus Instagram.
Yeah.
It's more like I want to see who you are because
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous to
Yeah.
like spend any one-on-one.
And that's just a safety thing.
Yeah.
No, which is totally warranted.
Which I think is
Yeah.
hard when you're dating initially when you're trying to look for cues.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if I think sometimes guys are just like evaluating cues, but it's like some of the cues are just purely safety oriented.
Right, right.
And it's like, I'm just trying to not get killed or murdered or reveal too much about myself purely from a safety standpoint. But it's like, oh, she's reserved or something.
yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if we talk about that a lot, but that's real.
I definitely feel that a lot on dates sometimes of like, oh, she's looking elsewhere. Why is she not looking at me? Why is she looking
She's not
around?
interested, but it's like, oh, she's just.
Or maybe she's just
scared.
maybe she's just looking, making sure she's safe or things like that. Or why is she not responding super long? She's not really keeping up conversation. Maybe she's just, making sure that things are okay. And I guess I haven't been one to realize that enough during dates.
I think sometimes too, we always look at like ourselves like, oh wait, at least for me, I'm like, am I the problem? But it's like sometimes
Yeah.
it's like surely circumstantial.
Yeah, I have a question to ask people, which is your bigger fear that you're too much or that you're not enough? Every single extroverted woman I've ever asked that question to has said they have a fear that they're too much. I've only had one other person not say that they fear they're too much.
This
I
was
find that really
the
fascinating.
Santa Barbara bonfire
the Santa-
question,
yeah.
which I've revised my answer since then.
Oh, what's
and
it?
it's definitively both.
You can't have both.
No, it is because like especially on social media and because like
No, you can have both. But for the sake of the question, you have to pick a camp.
no, it's both.
But yeah, I think for
both.
most people, it's both.
Like obviously, if I'm around other men who are like really talented or good looking or like suave or I do a lot of these like dance groups and like some of those are really good dancers and I'm like just getting to dancing and so I'm like my only thought is I'm not enough. But like especially on social media and other places where I feel more confident or like with a group of friends I feel more comfortable, my concern is definitely gonna be that I'm too much, that I'm like my comments were too loud or boisterous or I was a little too crazy or I posted too much on social media and I'm like trying to flex or brag or bloat or gloat or whatever too much. So it's like if I'm in a position of confidence, my fear is that like I'm too much. And if I'm in a position of what's the lack of confidence of like insecurity, then my fear is 100% like I'm not enough.
Right. And I think it's interesting that you bring that up because I think that contributes, but both of those things lead to the mindset of kind of this notion that a lot of Gen Zers have taken up is this fear of rejection. I'm too much, I'm going to be rejected. I'm not enough, I'm going to be rejected. And that has slipped a lot into dating too. As a result of maybe those thought processes, and we don't know how to take rejection anymore. We're scared of receiving no. And so I think that's also like a lot of the root as to why maybe a lot of guys don't ask girls out anymore these days.
Comfort culture.
Is because we don't want to hear no for an
Comfort.
answer. Yeah.
Gosh.
And it's
We can
really
live our
scary.
whole lives comfortable now.
Yeah, we can.
Why risk? Also, you can get. I mean, you can survive now without
Yeah.
risking. Honestly,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could just go online, swipe.
Yeah. And all you get is
Right.
yeses from your phone, from your computer, from the web. Like why would you
Social
need to
media.
risk things? Yeah.
now you don't even have to do anything. You can just chat GPT an entire relationship.
Right. Yeah. Those are like real things now. And it's kind of scary because I think rejection is an essential part of life that helps you grow. And if we're not receiving rejection because we're scared of it, we're not growing. Right. And especially in terms of like dating, I think that's like really contributing to many more singles these days. People not getting married maybe or whatever. I don't know. Yeah. Kind of those issues.
I feel like my thought is because whenever we come up with problems, I was like, how do you fix that? How do you fix that? What's the solution? I feel like co-ed friend groups honestly helps a lot.
Yeah,
I don't know.
agree.
It's like it's not even like an obvious like cause effect. It's just I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Siblings, I think, definitely help with rejection. Like
True.
you can't just go get a
Man.
sibling if you don't have one.
But I got 8 siblings, and I have such a fear of rejection. Like I literally cried in 4th grade. We had this like behavior chart. It was like red, something yellow. Sorry, it was green, something red at the bottom. One time I moved from like green to like yellow, and I cried for an hour. It was crazy.
Perfectionist.
Which probably any girl who is maybe gonna follow me on Instagram maybe won't now because of this story.
The same thing happened to me. I remember the only day, 3rd grade, I had to move my clothespin from green to yellow.
Wait,
I
okay,
remember.
identical. Okay, yeah, it was awful. It was like the biggest, and I think it comes from this like idea of trying to be a perfectionist, trying to please my dad, like all these complex things. But it's like, so anyway, big family, huge fear of rejection.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Are you a self-identified perfectionist though? Like, do you consider yourself a perfectionist?
it's so difficult to answer that because in many ways I'm not a perfectionist. Like this video, I will not color correct. I will not like. There's a million things I won't do because I just don't care. Like these wires, I don't care. They're everywhere. But like in terms of me presenting myself to the world, I want to present myself as flawless. I always have.
I can.
Yeah. So
Enneagram 3.
oh shoot, the Enneagrams are so hard.
I
feel like I was a
identified
1. I feel like I was a
and
1.
I also was like equally 3. Like almost.
1s and 3 present this. I can't believe we're talking about this. 1s and 3s are like similar, but their internal motivations are different. 1s want to be perfect because they want to avoid mistake from themselves. 3s want to be perfect because they want to be perceived as perfect.
Oh, then I would
Like,
definitely
by
be a
other
3.
people.
I would definitely be a 3.
I'm a 1 because I don't want mistake because I don't. Like, I remember that green to yellow purely from me. Like, I was like, I failed.
Oh
a
yeah,
failure.
100%. It was like people are gonna perceive me as like
And I didn't
not
think
being
of other
perfect.
people
I thought
ever.
that
It was totally internal. I don't even think my parents ever found out. It was just, and I still remember it because I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Yeah.
3s versus 1s.
Question for you.
What's up?
So if to the world you want to seem perfectionistic, how do you think you present yourself to God?
Shoot.
Conversation.
All right. So our wonderful camera woman Zinni, Zinni, you want to give yourself a shout out on social media? Do you want to plug your social?
Sure, it's zinash.ali. So that's
Zinash.
Zinash.
ZINASH dot
We'll get her in front of the camera
ALI.
one of these days.
Yeah,
A
one of
lovely
these
here.
days.
I'm gonna pull up my camera just so y'all. You don't want to? Okay, it's very warm in here,
We
so
have
her
hiding
hair's
in front
up.
of a bright light.
We'll
Is
put
it
a
even
picture.
great?
degrees
Okay.
in here.
She's wonderful,
Okay.
everyone.
Okay, here's
She's
a quick
wonderful.
video.
Oh,
I will
no.
also plug
No,
a couple
don't do her like
pictures of
that.
her choosing. Well, okay. Anyways,
We're
Zinni,
putting a
They
picture
have
in.
the gram now. They got
Yeah.
it all.
Zinni
We're doing
asks,
a great picture of Zinni and not using them.
we'll do whatever she
Don't
desires
be
because
creepy.
she's a queen.
Send her an email.
Yeah, send her an email.
I love
Send her the
email.
Emails
Carrier
are
pigeon.
arguably more creepy.
Are you guys?
That's like
no,
a
that's
joke
more
of the
creepy.
internet,
That's
like,
more
that's
creepy.
true.
Or
Girls
that's
be
crazy.
Their Instagram, Snapchat, or phone number. Girls be sending, like, giving emails because, like, write me a letter.
Oh my gosh.
If you're that interested, write it.
Freshman.
You can't
yeah.
learn anything
Okay,
about
noted.
somebody
No,
through their
I still want Instagram.
Noted.
I feel like
I
there's
don't
so
check
much
my
you can
email.
learn from an Instagram.
I know,
Yeah.
but that's why girls want.
I love
Don't
Ladies,
want like
comment
men
your
coming into
emails.
their
I was-
Instagram and
I was
finding out about
off-
them.
I was
Comment your
off
email.
of IG
Stay away from
for-
LinkedIn.
I'll
That's
write some
my
love
hot
letters.
take. Get away from my
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Why are people always?
No, okay. I go on girls' LinkedIn's because I'm like, okay, I just learned about you, and the only way I have access to you is LinkedIn.
I was on a date with somebody and they're like, "Yeah, I saw your LinkedIn." And I was like,
I would never admit that.
Yeah, they told me,
I
and I
wouldn't
was like,
tell a
I gotta go
girl.
lock that down because that photo's from 10 years ago, and I haven't been on there in forever. Actually, just updated it last
Yeah.
night.
Well, the girls
Your photo?
No, not my photo. My photo's still 10 years old, but my job because
We're gonna update your photo because I can help you.
AI,
it's gonna be a screenshot from this video, so don't worry.
not for my field.
Okay, well,
Where were we?
Speaking of email, freshman year I was dating a girl in high school. Her parents would take her phone at like 8 o'clock. I don't know why. So we would Skype message each other. No. We would email.
You're
we would
old.
Email.
Skype is crazy.
Bro, Skype was what we would do when she didn't have her phone.
Yeah,
She'd go to her
no.
computer and Skype
Yeah.
message.
Wait,
we would
how
also
old were you
email
guys when
too.
you
Remember
guys
those
got smartphones?
days?
Fifth grade.
Freshman in high school.
Fifth grade.
Oh, I think no freshman.
Probably
Maybe
high school.
freshman.
Freshman in high school, yeah.
Freshman in high school as well.
So I did.
It's getting lower and lower these days.
Oh yeah, now it's like kindergarten. It's
Smartphone, I feel like is different. Yeah,
At the
smartphone.
womb.
I feel like different.
I had an iPod Touch and a flip phone for a really long time, and I had both.
We had a
Oh,
deal
the
where you
iPod-
could
yeah, the
double
iPod
your
Touch.
line.
iPod Touch
Legendary.
and a flip phone.
which iPod
and
Touch
I carried
or
both.
touches did you have over your?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh my gosh.
Probably like a
Oh.
3.
Okay,
I remember I got the
we're
iPod
really
Touch
off
4th
topic now.
generation for Christmas.
That's what I got.
apologize.
But
It was like
It had the camera. It
I
had
had
a camera.
3 and
First
4.
iPod Touch with a
We
camera.
gotta go back 80 steps.
Sorry.
no, I am
Mine had a
about to because I
camera.
know
So
where
many
you left
tangents,
off.
so many
'cause I heard you
tangents.
derail. But you were talking about how you can be multi-gendered friend groups,
Oh yeah,
co-ed friend groups can help with dating. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think so.
I think I grew up with a lot of guys, so I think I'm always like I think girls that didn't grow up with any male siblings or male cousins or a lot of male energy, I think it makes them nervous to just be with guys at all.
Sure.
I also think they don't know how to interact.
I also
with
don't know
guys.
how. And I think male friendships, platonic male friendships, are honestly super great. And I think I don't know, you guys can speak.
How do they help though?
How do they help? Okay, here we go. I think that they help. I think guys' perspectives is fascinating. I think it also, if you're nervous around guys, it's nice to be like, oh my gosh, okay, they're like people too. That's crazy. They're just normal people. I think also they're fun. You like maybe that's just the guys that I am friends with, but my guy friends are really fun. They tend to have less inhibitions. I don't know. You're easy to convince to do stuff. It's very fun.
Oh.
That's so facts,
Yeah.
actually.
That's actually
What
so
kind of stuff? We saw.
No.
Sometimes I'm just like, it'd be crazy if you like put your hand in the fire, and then I can convince you guys to do that. It's not you, man on the end.
Interesting. Okay.
And I think that getting your guys' advice is also great. I think having your perspective is very helpful, and I think we were designed to be with both genders, and so being with both genders is a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coexisting, and I think that's like everything.
Coexisting in general,
ages,
yeah.
genders, life
Yeah.
stage.
You want to get
like,
used to talking to a guy? Talk to a guy.
it's never
Yeah.
good to be with people that are just like you in anything. Diversity, I think you should be with difference. So that includes genders. Was that specific enough? Probably not.
No, it was. Yeah. Do you guys have any thoughts?
I think I said my thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've always been a huge sucker for like mixed friend groups. Like I was super blessed in high school to have a really fun like co-ed friend group, and it was like the most fun times of my life. And then college, I didn't really have that group as much, and then now like in California, I have it with you guys, and it's like it's awesome. So it's a blessing for sure. I do have friends who are like pretty adamant about like not really having close opposite gender relationship like friendships. And it was like
single as well, or is it when they're in a relationship?
single, yeah. Because the idea was like, okay, you get involved with someone, you get to know them, like you're involved with their lives. What happens? Either they start dating someone and you inevitably have to like kind of back off because, you know, the further they advance, kind of the less you ought to be involved in their life. Or
Which, for the record, I think happens with guys.
I
and
think there's a
girls.
difference between girl best friends and like having a guy as a best friend versus a guy in a friend group.
yeah, the friend because
I
we
think you fizzle as the same way you fizzle with all your friends because you just have less time.
Yeah. I think that you shouldn't be consistently talking to a guy every day or
Don't be
girl every day.
texting 24/7. Let's.
Well, I think that's people's common thoughts of like, oh no, I shouldn't be friends with girls. I shouldn't be friends with guys. Like I shouldn't be talking to someone that much if I'm not interested in them because someone's bound to catch feelings.
yeah.
Can guys and girls be friends? Do we get into that?
Yeah, I think
I
that's
think they could be friends, but I don't think they could be best friends.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think codependency
It's real.
is I think even if you're codependent with the same sex friend, it's just a problem.
Yeah.
And I think, which, I don't know, is that the same as best friend? Or best friend's just inherently codependent? Maybe not. I don't think so.
I don't think I would describe it as that, but I think there is a level of emotional depth that you can only get to with the platonic opposite gender friend. Like, because when you start dating, you emotionally start to go deeper, right? And that's, I think, if you do that within a platonic setting, it's inevitably going to get weird. Because then it's be like, I feel like I'm emotionally like so attached to you, but we're not dating, right? And then I like you, however you spin it, I think logically that's just how it falls.
I feel like one-on-one friendships, it's hard to avoid it getting awkward. But I think in friend groups, totally possible.
Totally possible. You can even have like little side conversations every once in a
Yeah.
while.
Oh, sure.
I think
Okay.
guy
like
girls
that.
are great in friend groups, one-on-one.
One-on-one.
That's where it gets sticky, messy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Because like in our friend group, like we
Expose
all
us,
we all
Harris.
hang out all the time, but like I have like zero text conversations with the girls,
No.
like zero, pretty much. Just like
we do
and
it
that's-
If you want to go surfing, and then we usually
yeah,
invite other
exactly.
people.
But that's usually
yeah.
still within a group chat, like a smaller group chat.
Yeah.
Or it's like, how was the test? Good. A little bit of convo. Nothing. Like,
Yeah.
we don't
Yeah, it was like,
text for
Right.
How are you
days
doing
Yeah.
today? What's
days.
going on?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Now, obviously, it's also like we all feel platonic about each other, which is helpful. Like, obviously, if it wasn't that way, it would be different, different conversation. So,
Right. And I think that's a little bit of a wrench in what you were saying about how co-ed friend groups are really helpful. I think sometimes that can fall apart when there starts to be like love lines.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Which like
But I'm here for the drama.
it makes it even that much more rare and helpful
Drama's
when you
fun.
have a co-ed group that's just pretty.
I've
I
never
think it's
had
just
a
not
dramatic
crossing-
friend
I
group.
think it's just not crossing that boundary, guy or girl.
Which also, it's like, if you're in a friend group, it's kind of like, what's helpful is like, you go to the other parts of the friend group and be like, do you think I have a shot? Like, do you think it's worth it? Like, is it? And you lean on their
Sure.
advice and insight,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is also why friend groups are great.
Yeah, I would agree. With
Co-ed.
that.
Also,
Full
just
sending
speaking
with
your mind
no
and having
asking.
communication of like,
Yeah.
hey, this is how I feel. There's like, I don't know where having feelings and a crush became like,
We're getting
being-
married.
well, not only getting married, but like a problem. Like, oh, that's a bad thing. Like, yeah, like having a crush on, like a guy come over to me and tell me he has a crush on me, I'd be like, okay, like we're gonna have our relationship be
Okay.
differently from now on. But like, that's like really flattering and sweet that you feel that way about me, and I'm really like, that's not a bad thing inherently.
Yeah.
I
I
also
make him
think you can
creepy,
come
doesn't
back
make
from
him
that.
weird. Yeah.
I think you can totally like,
Absolutely. But
Either-
I'm just saying as
like,
a
you can
girl
come
or a
back.
guy, like there's nothing weird about that. Like just don't make it weird and don't make the
Yeah.
other person feel bad about that.
and yeah, I agree. Do you guys agree if you're in a friend group, one guy girl says I like you to the other, you think you can still exist and it'd be fine? You can go
I
back
think it
to
depends on
normal?
the maturity
friend
of
group?
both of them. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and I think it
can happen.
depends on
Say that, Josh. Say that.
Yeah, I think it just depends on the people.
It depends on the people. I think it's possible. I think some
Yeah.
people are like will never recover.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Well, I mean,
Again, it depends
maybe
how much
they're
communication
they're just not
and-
mature enough to recover. You know, maybe they have unreal expectations or things that they just think about wrongly. You know, and that's okay. But it just depends.
We're all on the same page, which is good because we're in the same friend group. So
Yeah.
great.
I feel like if something were to develop, it would have developed already. It's been 9 months of us hanging out like every week. So,
People need a will they won't they, guys. Come on.
Say, I did not understand that.
I said
classic Maddie. What?
classic Maddie mumbling. I said the people need a will they won't they. Come on.
Will they?
Oh, will they?
what?
Won't they?
Oh
Will
yeah,
us?
A Jim and
within
Pam.
within the group. Yeah,
Oh.
they need the
Sorry,
I don't think
guys, it's
so.
not happening.
We're gonna hire
Sorry.
actors to play that.
yeah. We just feed people into the friend group that are like also
The
like,
will they, won't
like, I
theys.
could-
I'm not following.
I lost you guys.
We're locked in. We're locked in.
This is our language.
And that's why you need female friends, okay?
All right.
Not cracking your neck on the mic. That was crazy.
It wasn't on the mic. These mics are
it up.
these mics are very voice oriented. I don't think it's gonna capture that.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Voice oriented.
All right.
Y'all got weird.
Collectively,
we all just took a weird break.
Wait, your mic is the highest.
Oh man,
Bailey,
who did that to
girl.
me? That's not my fault.
I mean, that's
don't know how to work it.
Probably.
Do we
Thanks.
like talk about the fact that Bailey's sitting on a pillow so she can
Yeah,
be near
Bailey's
our
sitting
height
on a
and
pillow
she's
right
still
now.
the shortest? I love her for that.
It's the pillow's a good 3 inches.
Yeah, I have a really. I'm short, but I also have a really short torso on top of that. I'm like all legs. I have like an inch of a torso.
Should we just give our height so people just know
No.
if they're interested?
No, that's
5'10".
honestly no. That's like my
5'10".
favorite thing about being like totally virtual at work. It's like then you meet somebody in person, you're like, holy crap.
Yeah, that's
You're
the best
6'5",
part.
you were giving 5 foot energy,
you're
or like, oh my
4'2"?
god, yeah.
Whoa.
You're a
Josh,
certified bitch. I love
Josh
that.
is 6'4". It's just all legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he does have a big femur, he's like, woo, to the ceiling.
Big femur. That's crazy.
Big femur.
That's what makes you look short when you sit and tall when you stand.
Yeah, yeah,
big
yeah.
femur. Why do I feel like
Lemur. Maddie, you look so much tanner than me. My face is a little red.
I feel like you said that wrong. I am tanner than you. I just want to make that.
Dude, are you that much tanner than me? I
Yeah,
look
should we-
significantly lighter than you.
Yes.
It's like the spectrum
Oh.
right here.
I didn't.
Man,
really
I've been
touch
in
your
the sun,
hand to
too.
see that,
The tan
but-
spectrum.
Yeah, but I'm.
You
just,
don't wear sunscreen.
Oh no, I don't.
I got this
I feel
new.
like people are gonna come for
I
me.
got this new like face lotion, SPF.
Oh, that's actually so good for you.
I
Yeah.
want, yeah.
SPF?
I'm just trying to like preserve my
face.
skin like a couple extra years.
As a Caucasian, I feel like I should get on that trend.
You want some? I mean, well, for tomorrow.
It's dark.
I mean, it's also just lotion.
Yeah, but SPF.
You're
I mean,
so sweet. Thank you.
okay.
I'm not gonna use that, but I appreciate it. Wait, I had a question
Yeah.
based on height.
Yeah.
What do you think is the most overrated thing that you get frustrated about girls always wanting? Because I feel like you're gonna say height. That's
I don't know
why
what girls
pitched it
want.
that way.
I feel like height is important for online dating, but as soon as you get in person, I feel like girls aren't as picky. Like if you're in the same friend group or context or situation, it's like you get what's in front of you. And I feel like it's all on dating apps that we have this illusion of choice that we're like, no, I need my perfect like Amazon like option to order. But then in person, you're like, no, this is what I have in front of me.
I thought you meant Amazon, like Amazonian woman, not Amazon like.
Oh,
to
Amazon
order.
woman?
I got
No.
that.
Never
Yeah.
met one.
No, like order your perfect, of the 200 notebooks available on Amazon.
Notebooks.
I'm always looking for the right notebook. But
Yeah, I would say it wouldn't be height for me. I think it would be, and I say this because I also am the same way. I think culture is like a little bit maybe not overrated,
do you
but
mean,
I think there
culture?
could be more
I
flexibility.
mean, like ethnicity.
Yeah. Oh, so like, I'm 100% Korean, but I grew up in Portland, Oregon, in a very like Caucasian community, and so
Serial lip.
personality wise, personality wise, I'm very like Caucasian, and I think I've had some experiences where maybe Asian girls or specifically Korean girls are like, oh, you're not Korean enough for me. Like, nah, not even. And I totally get that because in some ways I'm the same way in the opposite direction. Like, oh, you're too Korean for me. No, I'm good. Like, I would rather date like a Asian at that point, or just like that kind of thought process. I think it's a little bit overinflated, and I'm speaking to myself when I say this. I think we could like dial it back a little bit and be more flexible. Like, oh, I'd be willing to give it more of a opportunity than just to shut it down. But that's just
Those
my
good
opinion.
insight. I haven't heard that before.
What about you guys? On the guy side,
I feel like guys want blondes. We live in Orange County. It's tough out here.
really.
I'll never seen it with a blonde.
No, I don't know. I feel like no. I think in Christian culture, okay. I feel like guys want kind of like trad wife vibes, very like, and like quiet and homeschooly, cute. Maybe this is bias.
Yeah.
but I
No,
feel
I
like,
think there's a
feel
lot of
like
guys that want that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I see like that girl walk in, we've talked about this before in terms of like it's like blood type. It's like that girl is every guy's type, universal donor,
Universal donor.
or the other one.
Universal recipient.
Yeah, maybe that. Maybe that was inappropriate. I don't know.
Wait. why
no,
is it-
no,
wait,
it's not.
I'm
I don't know.
What am I
He
missing?
laughed.
Okay.
Like that's everybody's type, and then but you can also have other types that you like. Like you can
Yeah, yeah,
see
yeah,
type
yeah.
of positive.
Yeah.
Somebody who's in the medical field, help me out here. But you also are A, so you can receive A or O. You know what I mean? We went down this metaphor. And anyway, yeah, I feel like that's every guy's type. And it kind of frustrates me because I have so many girls that I think are like friends that I think are amazing. And I'm just like, I just
they're
see
not,
a lot
like-
of guys going after the same
They're
girl.
not like, I
And
see
it's
what
like,
you're
oh, the other
saying.
girls are so good, but it's like, oh man, you just want that one type.
And is that one type very traditional, more or less? Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Love that girl too. She's great. She
Yeah.
should get her bag as well.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I want a competent
flavors.
woman. Like I want someone to like.
I don't mean like a ditz.
Yeah,
Like,
okay,
that's
true,
not-
true.
But
True.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, I guess the stereotype would be traditional. It's just like that. There's that one Instagram account, that woman who
Also-
just like bakes things all day, like for her husband, like
Try wife.
crazy was recipes.
Yeah.
But like the brainless trad wife is like, I guess the stereotype
Okay.
is the stereotype of like, oh, I don't need education. I'm gonna stay home and raise my kids. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm not that interested in a trad wife, quad trad wife. I'm interested in someone who's interested in traditional values, but like someone who's like competent and like can like push me intellectually and
Right.
like have good conversations and like challenge me on ideas and like
And is passionate about other things too.
yeah, passionate about, yeah, totally. So
you have a thought?
I do have a thought. I think we have two people not from California talking to us. And I think that
Real.
the vibes would change.
You're
if
right.
We had two
You're
Orange
right.
County boys
You're right.
That's
sitting
true.
next to us
Actually
right
great.
about
what
now.
would they say? They want just like the dumb surfer girl, to put it bluntly.
I don't think talking about cerebral intellect at this
No, no,
time.
no, 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 no.
That's not
what,
part
what
of
are we
it.
talking about? What are we talking about?
I think that there's
how do
a
you say
certain
this?
culture, and I think
In Orange County.
yeah.
Yeah.
Orange County is
County
a weird
specifically.
place.
It
It's
is.
not representative.
Specifically.
Can you describe?
Can I be honest? I'm not from Orange County. I'm from Riverside County. Proud.
Yeah, but you spend half your time in Orange
I
County.
do. But I think honestly,
You weren't raised
like,
Riverside.
where you're from, it's so weird.
Oh,
It's like you
totally.
cross that line.
Totally.
Like,
The
now
village- the
I'm
village you're
in
from.
Orange County
You're on the
churches
bad side of
now,
the
and
the
I'm just
tracks.
like, whoa! It's like it's all about image. It's very much perception, and like I just
How's
find,
that different
like,
from Riverside?
It laughs
outfits,
a lot.
you wear-
I think Orange County thinks
Vanity.
Inland Empire is super lame, and they don't get it. And I think Inland Empire is like kind of it's like the uncool kids that have more substance than like the. Okay, I'm not roasting all of Orange County here. We gotta cut this out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that we think that we're uncool and we're cool with it. Like we're not cool and that's cool.
Interesting.
It gives you more character.
For context, Ohio.
What's up?
That he's from Ohio.
from Ohio.
And
That's
I'm
his
from
nickname.
I'm from
It's
Oregon.
really creative.
So
Yeah.
we're from two
I
different
just-
states.
we
I don't know
were
where KJ
talking.
came from.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, Joe.
Korea.
Can you? I feel like you can.
Yeah.
Like knowing you, but I've heard Christian men say those things and not be able to handle a woman who has her own opinion, who can do her own.
Oh,
things,
yeah.
Who is independent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think you can, like knowing
Yeah.
yourself?
Yeah.
Do you think you're in a point of life where you're like,
Yeah.
that is the person I want. I want somebody to challenge me.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm not ready to be challenged.
Yeah.
In where I'm at.
So Zanash.Ali asked
ALI.
if, like, practically speaking, I can like, what's it? Put my
Handle or
put my
tolerate.
put
Money where
my
your mouth
something
is.
where my what?
Put your money where your mouth is.
Put my money where my mouth is, and like actually handle a girl who's like can push back, challenge, what et cetera, all those things I mentioned. And that's like probably a fair critique too, because like we've all like listened to that podcast about like the Diary of a CEO dating podcast that
Shout
came
out.
out
Plug.
Shout
a few
out.
weeks ago.
Link it. It's great.
We'll link it. And they talked about how men want to date. What's the phrase? They say like equal and lower, and women want to date equal and above. It wasn't equal, but it was
They're talking like more education.
horizontal.
level.
Horizontal.
Yeah, they were speaking education.
Men want to date horizontal and below. Women want to date horizontal and above. And I think that's probably true. Like if a woman was flat out smarter than me and like wiser and like knew more language, maybe not languages, because like Hispanics and know Spanish, and I'm okay with that.
Ladies, you hear that?
I was
you
like
hear that?
thinking he was gonna get that in here.
Yeah, here we go. Here we
I
go.
was
Shout
waiting
out.
for it. I was
So
so
I really had a
waiting
prize.
Hey,
I was like, if he
um,
brings up Latinas, you get a kiss. There you go.
Who gets a kiss?
You do. There you go.
I get a kiss. I got a kiss.
It's a little melted. It was in my pocket.
Really
Finish what
melted.
you're saying.
I felt that. I was like, whoa.
I honestly thought we were gonna get there faster.
Estoy tratando.
Sorry, stay focused.
Claro,
That's on me.
español.
That's on me. Stay focused.
Okay. Yes, no, it's true. I like, we're talking about like do I think I'm too much or too little? It's like, yeah, there's a sense where it's like, I want to generally be like horizontal or above the women I'm dating in terms of like education or like, I don't know. I want to be smart. Like I want to feel smart. I want to feel, so yeah, there is a reality that like I would be a little intimidated by a woman who's like got a PhD or something,
I
right?
feel like that goes back to biblical times, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I think women are told men need to be the provider. So I'm like, okay, so if you're not even as smart as me, what are we doing? How are you going to provide for me? And for guys, it's like, I'm supposed to be the provider. How am I going to do that? I'm
Yeah,
not even
right.
smarter than you.
Right.
Yeah.
Blame Eden. I'm kidding. It's a joke.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
That's my quick thought on that. and why I think a lot of girls are staying single, because I think if we listen to that podcast, it's like girls are kind of excelling.
Girls are girls are doing better
There's
than
more girls in
women are doing
university
better
than
than
Pool
men.
colleges.
is
Yeah.
getting smaller and smaller, and I think to some extent girls are like, why? Yeah, which they talk about. They're like, why do I need you?
Yeah, and less men are going to higher education too.
Yeah.
And
So it's
true,
creating
women
this-
used
yeah.
to need men for like financial stability, and I mean, if we're going way back in time and things,
Yeah.
Sure.
not anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of girls we know make more than the men and support themselves, and
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's like, why do I need to?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. I feel
and
that.
they hang out with guys
Yeah.
that are we talking about not making the first move, not pursuing, not planning the dates, and it's like, whoa, why am I using my free time for this?
Yeah. I totally get
The
that.
lip gloss generation.
I think there's definitely an extent like men feel the repercussions of that, or we feel the weight of that like a lot.
Feel the weight of what?
Feel the weight of the multiple factors that you just listed. More women going to higher education, less men going to higher education. Right? Women being able to financially support themselves more and not needing as much of like a provider, which is like maybe the role that we've stereotypically applied to ourselves. Right? And so I think as men, we sometimes that's led to us feeling very lost. Like, oh, so these roles are no longer needed anymore. Like, I'm confused now. Like, what do I do? You know, and that's not a dig on any side. That's just like the reality, I think, of it. And it's really sad to see, because I feel that too. I'm sure you feel that too, Harris, a little bit.
I would say that I haven't felt very intimidated, at least in Orange County, where it's like, it had been a couple of years since I really had pursued like the dating market. And so like in Orange County now, like a lot of the groups I'm in, I don't feel like the girls are like trying to like one up guys. I
We're
generally,
just trying to literally pay to live here.
Yeah.
Is what it
Yeah,
is.
that's- yeah.
It's honestly like
Yeah,
you can't
honestly.
afford to live here. So it's like,
Yeah.
what am I going to wait? No.
yeah. And like I really haven't felt,
I'm making
I
six
haven't,
figures to live.
yeah, I haven't felt
Not to brag.
that societal dilemma that we're talking about. I haven't really felt that here, or really like frankly anywhere. In secular crowds, I see it, but I haven't really seen it in like Christian dating. So yeah, I mean,
Oh, I guess Christian dating would. Yeah, that's a little bit different of a sample population.
it's true. And like the
Yeah.
podcast we listen to is gonna be very different for, like practicing Christians,
Right. Yeah.
Not
Also,
nominal.
Bailey, I don't know if you agree with me on this, but I feel like it very much focuses on like college. The podcast focuses very much on like college level being like a big metric. Like, did you get 4-year degree, master's? I don't care about a tradesman. Like, if you're in the trades, that's like, sure, just have ambition. Like, have a good job.
I don't
Have
even
an
care
opportunity.
Honestly, I don't even care where you're at when we're dating.
Yeah.
I care where you want to be.
Yeah, I'm like, show me ambition. Like, I don't need a degree. Honestly,
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, I think
I
it's
would
worth it.
rather
Like,
less.
for some
Yeah.
personalities, I'm like, you wasted money on a degree?
Yeah, degrees are a waste of time for a lot
I'm
of
like,
people.
you would thrive in
Yeah.
a trade, so why not?
yeah.
Get out
I
of
feel
the
like
box.
there's a lot of
That's what
pressure
I
to be
did.
like college
I mean,
degree. I'm like, and I feel like a lot of our friends don't honestly equate college degree to anything. It's more just like, do you have ambition and a good job? and a
Yeah.
career?
What's your direction?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
Mine-
want to move out of your
yeah.
parents' house?
Yeah.
How are you making that happen?
Ambition and lifestyle, I think, are the two for me.
Also, maybe this is different to the rest of the country, but in Orange County, a lot of people live with their parents till
Yeah.
they're very old because you can't afford to move out,
Yeah.
Yeah, like
which makes dating very fun and very
it's
interesting.
like more than half
It's
my
super
friends
fun.
here live with their parents.
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that is it. I guess I've never thought about that. That is very interesting.
Yeah.
California.
Expenses.
Yes, you go on a date and it's like, okay, we're gonna go back to your place or mine. Like
Right.
not like that,
Right.
but like where are we
Right.
gonna hang out? That's
Yeah,
not
with
at
your
a
parents.
restaurant.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, nowhere because
Yeah,
mom and dad are back there.
yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Do you guys know
Yeah.
that the mean wage that you need to make to live comfortably in Irvine is over $300,000?
Wait.
The
That
best
can't be
financial
right.
decision
No,
you
it
can
is.
make
Like with a
dual
family?
income.
I don't know about that.
Like a single person, like I'd be comfortable in Irvine.
All it said
and
was
I don't make
$300,000.
anything
I think it's a
close to
family.
it.
I think it would be a
it's
family.
Probably
Yeah.
It's a family.
Yeah.
as opposed to like Cleveland, which I think I read was like
You could buy a
67,000
mansion for
or something.
$300K.
Yeah,
But what is
in
the
suburbs of
minimum wage?
Cleveland.
Right.
So we got to consider.
Here is like 1950.
Yeah, versus Ohio, like
probably
it's
like
different.
1050.
Yeah,
1050. Wow.
Henry, what are you getting paid at Camargo Country Club?
Wow, exposed.
Probably like $12.
First and last
My-
name's crazy.
My little brother.
I like it.
He loves it though. He came home
Comment
yesterday
down below.
with steak and like blueberry cobbler, just like leftover. He's a server, so he just came in with a bunch of goods.
Nice.
Pretty epic.
I feel like, honestly, thinking about it, like, I feel like outside of Orange County, living with your parents would be so like red flag
Taboo.
for a girl to a
Yeah.
guy. Like, oh, you live with
Yeah.
your parents.
Yeah,
still?
yeah.
But honestly, to some extent, it's like,
People
are you
into-
doing it to save money to buy a house one day? Like, okay.
Yeah, that's where my brain goes. I'm like, oh, okay, wait, this isn't that.
Yeah,
big
I'm
of a
like,
deal.
wait a
He's saving
second.
money.
I'm like, oh, so you're not massively in debt? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so what's better? A guy who is living on his own, which maybe means okay, he's settled and stable, maybe has the money, or a guy who's living on his with his parents because you're like, oh, he's saving money.
I think there's
I
pros
don't
and
care.
cons
It
to
depends
both.
on the person. Because
Yeah.
if they're ambitious
Yeah.
and they're like, this is who I want to be, this is where I want to be, and this is what I want to do, then I'm like, or if you just show ambition qualities and you're like, I'm not sure really what I want to do, but I work really, really hard at what I do, and I will make sure that this is happening, I would be like, okay, that's fine with me. I don't really care where
Truthfully,
you're at.
to me, I feel like it depends on the involvement of their parents in their lives at home. Is mom still doing your laundry and
packing
cooking
your lunch,
meals and packing
yeah.
your lunch and doing the yard work and everything?
Like wiping your
Are
butt.
you not? Are you not paying rent? Because I mean, it's cheap rent, but or are you like basically like a tenant,
yeah.
like paying rent or not, but still contributing and like living your own life? Are you a high schooler? Or are you more of a tenant? That is to me the bigger difference. And also, is your goal to move out? Like, are you doing that to save money to move out? If you're living at your parents and spending all your money, don't love that. Don't love that.
Yeah, fair. All the above.
Do you? I feel like it's not as big of a deal for guys if girls live with their parents. It's kind of like how it was for most of history.
I think I would like appreciate if a girl didn't. It would just show a little bit of that independence. But it's also like the reality is like just most girls in Southern California it seems to
Yeah.
live with their parents, and like
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I'd probably appreciate like the independence of not living with your parents.
It's like a cherry on
dating
top.
life easier, I will say. And
Yeah,
just
they say
in
like easier
general.
because like
Sure,
yeah, you know,
yeah.
like
That's,
you're not gonna host a party at your parents' house, but you might host a party like at your own house and like you know whatever, it doesn't matter. But you know,
It's a cherry on top if she like
cherry
lives in
on
a
top.
house with like other girls or something.
yeah, like
you know,
a fun
And it-
social group that she lives
Yeah,
with.
but it's not like
there are
a yeah.
options.
Oh wow, that's not what I meant.
I mean, technically,
That's not
so
what I meant, but,
awkward,
like,
though.
I mean, maybe.
could never pivot like that. Be like,
I know someone
Yeah,
who
within
did.
the same house.
you know, someone who pivoted
I know
in the same
someone
house.
went on a
One date, it's
with
fine.
one, and then met the roommate picking the other one up, and then went on a second date with the other.
How did your parents meet, Bailey?
My parents met on a scuba diving boat, but they didn't meet for a little.
Didn't your dad go on a date with your mom's roommate?
No. That was not my parents. That was another segue story that we're not going to talk about online because
Clip
my
this
mom-
out. Could you guys date? Like, if you go on one date with a girl, and then it doesn't like it's clear it's like not gonna be a 2nd. Would you go on a date with a roommate?
Ooh, like direct roommate.
Oh, totally.
Like, sleep in the
Totally.
same room.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Totally.
Oh what?
I think one
oh,
date
no.
is
One
fine.
date?
I think
One
it's
date's
fine.
fine.
At that point, you
It's
just suck it up.
casual.
At that point, you just
Okay,
chalk it up to a
sure.
laugh, like an
Sure.
LOL moment.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, maybe give it a little bit of time.
it's hard.
Like a little bit.
I don't know, dude. Life is short. Life is short, dude.
Okay,
Be like,
fair.
hey, I'm sorry, but your roommate is hot. Like,
Okay, what about if you're in the same
okay.
friend group? You try with one, do you go to another, or is it
Wait,
dead?
same
Dead
friend
on the
group?
water?
No. That requires more finesse. I think within friend group is way different.
I think it's worse in a friend group than a roommate. Don't you think? Guys think?
Being in the friend group is worse. Or is
Yeah,
dating?
like it's harder to.
I
do
no, I
two.
agree.
Yeah.
I
That's
just
why I said more
presuppose
finesse.
roommate equals friend group.
No, I think friend group's worse.
No, I just think there's like if you're roommates, you're probably in the same friend group. No.
What about siblings, like sister
Oh gosh,
No,
That's-
brother?
mm,
no,
Really?
no.
that I would need some time to like let it
Yeah.
simmer.
Simmer.
Really?
And
I
then
feel like it
boil
goes
again.
friend group, sibling, roommate. I think friend group is the worst.
Oh no, sibling is most definitely the worst.
I don't want to out my siblings right now, but
Well,
I also have an older sister and
and it was
two
funny,
brothers.
and it was fair.
if
But
this, it depends on how close the siblings are too. If like the siblings don't really talk to each other, then it's like okay, well,
Like
You know, they're-
twins.
but if they're twins, that would be brutal. Yeah. Well, that wouldn't. Why would
crazy.
you? I don't know how that would work.
I think you're speaking. From
You're like, oh, she's hotter, but she looks exactly like you. Like,
She's like one less freckle.
One can't get into the psyche of one that would experience that.
I think at that point it'd just be like, oh, her personality's better, which is arguably more wounding than anything.
Oh, that's,
Hey, this could also be boys. It doesn't have to be girls.
No, I'm speaking for myself, so yeah.
Okay.
But yes, you're right.
I can't speak to the psyche, but that would be crazy. Anyway,
Anyways,
Anywho's.
maybe we got a little off track, but that's okay. This is fun.
Yeah, this
conversation.
has been a very off track.
this is consistent with all of our
This is-
conversations.
yeah,
to be honest.
Yeah, this
we
is
normally
us.
don't do good about getting back. This is the best we've ever done.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
Never answered the question.
I did. I said it'd be tough. I said realistically it'd be tough to have like a girl.
God.
Oh, okay. So Zanash.Ali.
Zinni with the facts.
Camera Girl Zinni is bringing back up the question about like if my type 3 Enneagram perfectionist, what does that mean about my relationship to God? Yeah, like totally. I like view God as demanding perfection of me, which like in the at the end of
Wait, you said that so casually. That's like kind of a huge thing to casually say.
what?
You totally see God as demanding perfection of you. Demanding was going to be a word.
Yeah, yeah. Which like at the end of the day, like one of those like Genesis days of like eternity or something.
Okay. Yeah.
Like yeah, like in heaven we'll be perfect, but until then we'll be flawed. And I think I'm starting to learn that that like we are imperfect and like Jesus actually loves us in our imperfection. Like St. Paul says that very clearly, like he died for us while we were still sinners. And I'm like starting to learn that or starting to accept that as like I don't have to be perfect before I can like accept Jesus or God's love. So anyway, but yeah, Enneagram 3 has made that tough for me. I think.
Oh, thanks for getting vulnerable.
Yeah, dude.
Did you know you were an Enneagram 3 or did I just
No, that
declare
just sounds
over
super
you?
accurate. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to type people. That's on me.
Enneagram? What's your Enneagram?
I go between 3. I think I'm an Enneagram. I don't know.
You give 7.
I know.
your-
I
what's your
can't
type?
type. I thought you were. I'm a 1.
You're a 1.
two.
I
One, two
got
wing.
exactly equal. Like, I don't know what
Split.
to use.
I think I might be a 2-1
between
wing.
7, 3, 2. So I don't know.
My
what that
bestie's a
means,
2-1.
Or maybe it's a 2-3.
7 fun,
It's fine. You don't have
which
to.
I could see. 3 workaholic,
Yeah, yeah.
perfectionism. I
Yep.
can also see,
Yep.
and then servant of like I like to caretake too. I could also see traits in.
It's supposed to be how you are at age like 25. That's
Oh.
like the age because I mean,
That's only me. It's only me here.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Right, right.
I gotta take it before December.
Take it today. No, not today. Take it later.
Have you guys listened to that album, the Enneagram album?
Oh, yes.
There's some
Yeah.
album on like Spotify.
It's called, it's by a guy named, it's called like Sleeping at Last, right? That's his artist name or something?
something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it's just called like Enneagram, and it's nine, right?
9 tracks.
9 tracks, and you listen to it. Basically, it's like which one makes you emotional is like probably gonna be the or like
Is
which
there
one
lyrics,
like
or is
hits
it
you.
just
Yeah,
melodies?
lyrics.
Oh.
Yeah, so I remember. I think it was one. It was like I don't know, something like you've been chasing after the golden, like you've been chasing after dad's golden trophy this whole time. Like you don't have to fight to get it. Like you already have it or something. I remember that. I was like, oh gosh, why'd you have to
Yeah.
like say that to me?
Read
It's
your mail.
heart wrenching. Those tracks are heart wrenching.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you find the one, if you resonate with yours.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You should listen to it. It's very
Drop the link.
interesting.
I'm easy. One and done. You don't
Yeah.
have to keep listening.
And
Oh,
All right.
Are we
Are we gonna go eat dinner?
yeah, what time is it?
1:20?
It's almost 10 o'clock.
It's almost 10.
It's 1 a.m.
It's 1 a.m. Eastern time.
Nothing good happens after midnight.
It's
Everything good
10
happens
It's 10
after
p.m.
midnight.
Dude,
East
I'm a
Pacific
midnight
time.
to 3 a.m. kind of a
Yeah, Maddie's
Thrive.
Maddie's out there. Maddie's out there.
no.
Yeah.
Respectfully, I'm not out there. I'm just a night off.
Have so much fun editing all this.
Oh, this will be fun. It won't be that bad.
Oh, you're like, oh, it won't
You're
be that
gonna
fun.
be sick of us.
Yeah, probably. All right, so thank you for watching. If you like this, the only way I'm going to know that is if you leave a like on the video and comment. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Who do you think is the cutest?
That's
No, don't answer
Don't
that.
do that.
Don't do that. We don't.
mean, you can if you want.
We don't want to
Comments are
inflate
scary
Josh too
enough.
much.
Yeah. No.
Anything else we need to tell the people?
should we clarify that you're straight after that or okay?
Wait, who?
I think they probably.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Yeah, if you like this, let us know and we'll do more. But if people don't like this, then we won't do more. We'll probably still do more, but
More but by the campfire.
by the campfire.
On the roof.
More but by the
Campfire
That's
song.
that's a good idea.
Okay.